I dreaded the moment that I would have to speak because I'm not sure how I'll react, but this is incredible. Dean Chinico had to leave, but 23 years ago, almost to the day, he hired me as a facilities coordinator. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting in his office in the final interview, and he told me, after I had already gone through 4 or 5 interviews, that he only expected 5 years out of me. And so all of a sudden, I thought I had some kind of term appointment. But what he really meant was, I expect you to grow. I don't expect you to hang around here forever. I expect that you're going to reach out to other things. And as Mike said, almost 5 years later, exactly, he and Mike Schneegel started collaborating on bringing me to the FAS Physical Resources. And I didn't know this until Mike Wickman came to me and said the very thing that he told you, that Mike Schneegel described me as a diamond in the rough. And I said to myself, that's a good thing, isn't it? But I understood it meant that I had potential and I could be a good thing with refinement. And 22 years later, after lots of refinement, after exposure to fine and intellectual people like you, people today describe me as a diamond in the rough. It takes millenniums to create a diamond. It takes a long time. Mike Lipton, I've worked either with or for the entire 22 years that I've been here, and I can't think of a more thoughtful and patient individual than Mike Lipton. He is so patient, I compare him to Job. I think there's going to be a 67th book of the Bible entitled The Book of Michael. And I'm a big part of his testing his patience, because I push the envelope constantly. And Mike has been very patient with me over the years. He's allowed me to grow. He's allowed me to establish new ideas. He pushes back when he needs to push back. He embraces when he needs to embrace. But I can thank Mike for the ability to transition over time from a facilities coordinator to an associate vice president in the industry that we're in. And I attribute my ability to grab a role like that at a smaller academic institution to Mike's ability to shepherd my growth, and I thank you for that. I look around the room, and when I first walked in here, I said, my goodness, I know all these people. These are all my friends and colleagues who work, and what a great party. And then I remember it's a going away party for me, and then I get sad. But at the same time, I'm very excited. And I think that, and I talk a lot about this with people, I'm kind of out there when I participate. And I think that my departure will allow me growth at Emerson College in a much more comprehensive role, but it will allow growth for a lot of people here. So there's a lot of very talented people in the organization. Harvard is an interesting place. It's arguably the finest academic institution in the world. We all know that. It has the finest faculty and the finest students, and they wouldn't accept anything less than the finest staff. I often compare it to, it's not my original analogy, but it's a 3-legged stool. The staff make up that third and very critical leg. And without a very strong third leg, the staff, this institution wouldn't be what it is today. And it took, I have to really go back to how I contribute to the overall primary mission of this university to kind of reinvigorate and stimulate what I do. I'm in facilities, and I'm proud of it. And the people that work for me and that I work for are proud of what they do as contributors to the finest academic institution in the world. And there's nothing but pride when I think about Harvard. I love this institution, and I love mostly the people in it. My daughter, who I don't need to call out in front of everybody, she kept saying to me, I don't want you to leave Harvard. I don't want you to leave Harvard. And I was getting closer and closer to accepting the offer from Emerson, and she said, I don't want you to leave Harvard. And I said, why? She said, well, who's heard of Emerson College? It has a pretty decent reputation, too. I look around, the Harvard police are here, people from the Harvard Forest, Edie Allen, and I love the Harvard Forest, and the Roland Institute, and all these remote campuses that I've been able to actually interact with over the years. Athletics, and there's so many memories here. EH&S, Energy and Utilities, FMO, everybody is here. And these are relationships that I've fostered and and appreciate deeply. And it's the people that make up this institution. And I thank each and every one of you for the experiences. The hardest thing I've ever done, the hardest thing I've ever had to decide is whether or not I'm ready to leave this place. And it's because of people like you. Harvard is just an institution. It's the people that I love. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank Mary Trainer and Denise for a fantastic party. My colleagues at Physical Resources and Planning. There's too many to name, obviously, but each and every one of them have a place in my heart that I'll never forget. And I really, people say this, I'm going to stay in touch. I'll be back maybe someday. I actually mean it. I hope that my contribution to Emerson over time will allow them to establish new processes and best practices that I've learned at Harvard, and they become a better place, and I become more of a leader, and that maybe I can come back to Harvard someday. I really think that there's an opportunity for growth for me, and I can't imagine not thinking about coming back to this place. There's too many people and too many things about it that are in my heart that I can't detach. So please, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for everything you've done to help me grow and to love this institution and everybody. And I appreciate you staying in touch with me. My email address is going to be the same except for at Emerson. Emerson. Thank you for everything. Thank you for coming, and please do stay in touch.